that there's 32 different artists that have reached the height of their career on the Billboard chart because they went and got a feature by Drake. What does that tell you? That Drake fans ride harder than anyone else in the game. What up YouTube, Topaz Yates back for another review, and this one is that Big Sean, Detroit 2. And before we go ahead and jump into this review, first I got to give you context on why I feel this way about Big Sean. Now, if you feel as though you know everything there is to know about Big Sean, feel free to fast forward to this point of the video to go directly to the review. But can you believe that Big Sean's first album came out in 2011? It's been 9 years, but yet we've all known Big Sean before that, right? Like, he's really been putting out music for closer to 14 years. And that's crazy, but yet when you listen to the music, you realize it makes sense because he's washed up. Like, going back to his last projects that he just came out with, the joint with Metro Boomin, it wasn't nothing to reinvent the whole style of the trap rap game because he has lyricism and can rap on anything. No, this is Big Sean on Metro Boomin tracks. Or the project before that, I Decided, in which that project was just uninspired all the way around. Nothing interesting came about that full project. It's past time for people to come to terms that he will never top his first album, Finally Famous. That was easily his best work. Now, I personally will say that his next best work would be the original Detroit project, which brings us to Detroit 2, where this is clearly just based off the title. He's bringing it back home to Detroit, an album dedicated to his hometown. And he's doing it in some cool ways, like how we got Dave Chappelle, Erykah Badu, Stevie Wonder coming through just telling their stories about how they lived and did some things in Detroit. How he's bringing in Detroit artists and Detroit styles, and he's doing a complete Detroit project, but yet there's complete flaws to this as well. And the best way to talk about these flaws is to begin with the very first song. See, the title of this song is Why Should I Quit? Where he's going through telling us his reasonings on why he's going to continue to make music until he dies, and telling us, okay, I'm doing this and this and this. Why should I ever quit doing music? But let me give you the reasons why you should second think this, Big Sean. What are some key signs of an individual that's washed up in the music industry? He begins to try to reuse album titles as though he's trying to recapture that same energy that he had back when, so he can re-spark his creativity, but yet his time has clearly passed. Check. When an artist is getting mass features because he's lacking the creativity to create new and different songs that will set the trend instead of you just riding the wave. Check. And when people acknowledge that you will never be able to top your past work. That's exactly where Big Sean is at. So seeing as though you're checking all of these boxes, maybe it should be better for you to walk away on your own terms, because there may come a point where them album sales ain't moving like they need to, and record labels will look at it like, okay, we shouldn't invest this kind of money in this person to promote them or push them. You won't be having the advances to create the music that you want to. You won't be getting the promotion that you need in order to sell records. And then, honestly, the money somewhat dries up and you are forced out instead of walking away on your own accord. Sadly, there's only one song on this project that I really did like enough to keep. And it's not even a rap song, man. It's that Body Language that got Janine Aiko and Ty Dolla $ign on it, man. Well, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I like the super smooth, the vibe of it and the things that's being said here. It doesn't have to be the hardcore rap songs that everyone has to like because you are a rapper. This is just clearly the most well-rounded track that he delivered off of this project, while the others had a lot of flaws. Songs like that Deep Reverence with Nipsey Hussle on it. And I'm a Nipsey Hussle fan. I always was. He's like my hero. Like, everything that he did from the beginning of his career, I always followed. But it's one thing that I am a firm believer in. If it ain't right, I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to release it just off the fact that this may be the last song that we hear Nipsey Hussle's new content from. If it's not a dope song, don't put it out, or at least work on it some more. And this was clearly just flawed from beginning to end here. Guard Your Heart with Wale and Anderson .Paak. When I read the track listing, I looked at that one and was like, that's gotta be a hit. Especially when I started listening on the lyrics and it's more politically driven, it's going in deeper into things, man. I had such high expectations for it, and it fell so short that it was ridiculous. Even the Friday Night Cypher was super disappointing there too. And I know this is the track that everybody on Twitter was like, yo, okay, I'm going to turn on this project and skip directly to that track because I want to hear all of these Detroit artists come together and do this. And the fundamental flaw to this track is, one, you cannot put dope boy rappers on the same songs with lyrical rappers. Like, shouldn't we have learned this from the XXL freshman class by now? Every time they did the freestyles and all of that stuff, and they would have lyricists mixed in with the dope style rappers and stuff, like, it's a clean landslide. And this is because the dope boy style of rapping is more attitude, it's more about experience, it's more about doing what you did in the streets. While the lyricists are more about talking about things that are thought-provoking, that's going to keep people interested in the track all the way around. These things do not mix. And the lyricists just completely crushed this track, man. And I gotta give mad props to Cash Doll. I've been following Cash Doll for a little minute. Like, I got some of her old stuff. She's actually an amazing lyricist. But when she said all these dudes is trying to get the box like they finna move, like, alright, Cash Doll, you did your thing on there. But besides that, man, you got to look at Eminem cleaning the entire competition here. Like, it's not even fair. Like, when Eminem is saying, yo, the only time you pull up with the stick is when you got the manual transmission, like, come on, fam. It's a wrap. Overall, I would say that this was a massive, disappointing project here, man, but I kind of expected it because, as I said, I realized that he was washed up for a few projects now. But the thing about that is, he's still a lyrical individual. He still have the capability to drop quality bars all the time, you dig? And that's what we about to break down, which is the best part of this entire album. On the next segment, the bars. See, Big Sean reminds me of Bacardi Rum. Like, he's known for some hits now. Just like how Bacardi Rum is known for being used for some of the bigger drinks and stuff out there for rum. From mojitos to rum and coke. Just like how Big Sean is, if you just say, I don't F with you, everybody knows that song. Everybody knows who did that song. Clearly a hit. Or if you just say ass, 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 ass. Like simplistic stuff, but yet the fact that you know the song, that clearly makes it into a hit. Big Sean is also highly potent, especially when it comes to lyricism. Have you ever tried to take Bacardi Rum to the head consistently? Like, that joint would tear you up. And Bacardi Rum is not the best rum clearly out there, but it's the most well-known of everybody out there buying that joint. While Big Sean is the same way, he's not the best at crafting the best songs, but the fact that he got those hits and that he's getting pushed out there by good music and stuff still to this day, and the fact that everybody knows the name Big Sean, he's one of the more well-known individuals that's still kicking out music right now, and he's known for delivering quality lyricism. And some of my favorite bars off of this joint, man, was, if we don't have the same vision, then we can't share contacts. Like, the layers of that is amazing. If we don't have the same vision on where we need to go in life, then we don't need to talk. Or it could be, I don't have the same prescription of glasses or contacts as you do, so we can't wear the same eye gear. He said, I am laser focused. AOL, I always had aim. The layers here. Because laser focused as in I got a gun with the laser on it, as I'm focusing on you, I got aim, I will hit my targets. And also AOL, has always had instant messenger on there. And bars like how he's saying my mind frame is way too big for this portrait. Like, that's self-explanatory, man. Like, this dude is really nice, especially when it comes to the double entendres, the bars that have multiple meanings as they go. But the sad thing is, you're beginning to see a decline in the amount of these kinds of bars throughout this album. 2, you can tell he's not putting forth the maximum amount of effort to master his flow on every single song like he once did before in the past. Again, he is clearly washed up. He's not the artist that he once was, but he can always deliver some quality music from time to time, and his punchlines, he will never lose those because he clearly put in way too much work. That's why I'm giving this joint a 4 out of 10, one you should definitely listen to and break down for the lyricism, but ultimately disappointing. It's not that great of a project.